So I got a bunch of pins that people will always be like, someone will always comment on one of my pins, right? I had a jean jacket on earlier today, and I have it's a black jean jacket, and it's got Biggie on it and Barack on it. And people are like, "Oh, what's that?" And I go, "Well, sometimes you got to be a little Biggie, a little Barack, right? Like you gotta have that little balance." And, right? The whole point is, would you just say you got to make yourself interesting and memorable? The other thing, and I give this one to young people all the time, is when you go to connect with people on LinkedIn, and you talked about value. When you go to connect with people on LinkedIn, my connections are my most valuable asset. I don't just hand them out because we happen to be in a room together. That's crazy, right? You got to work for it a little bit. And so for me, I probably got people sitting there in my LinkedIn thing who've never sent me a message, and they wonder why we didn't connect. Well, you never sent me a message. I don't know where I met you at. 5 years from now, you won't know where we met at. When you go to reach out to me and ask me if I can help you get a job somewhere. And so what I tell people is, the young people, I'm like, hey, if you're connecting with somebody that's older than you, and you're going to connect on LinkedIn, and they're willing to connect on LinkedIn, you wait and see how they go about the LinkedIn connection, right? Maybe they don't know the QR code thing. So as soon as they start to type it in regularly, you go, oh, no, do the QR code, right? Here's how you do it. And you show them how to do it, and you just made yourself memorable, just like that. And now, so when you send them a message, you'll be one of the few that they actually respond to quickly. And so anyway, I can do networking things all day, man. That's my jam. But
I love that shit.
I would love another one, especially for people who really want like quality networking, right? Because there are some people who just want to fill up their Rolodex, but for those who are like, yo, it's our guy.
We miss you.
We didn't want to interrupt you, sis. Polar Nights, where the fuck you been at, homie? We missed you, baby. Now we officially pardon. Polar Nights is back. Ice-T is in. Now we officially pardon. Polar Nights, thank you, Polar Nights.
Welcome back. We miss you terribly.
Yes.
I would love some tips for those people who really they kind of snipered on that person. Like, how do they like that's the target I need to get in conversation with? What's some tips you can give them?
So one, if you know the target that you're trying to get to, know what you're going to say when you walk up, right? At least have an opening line ready, right? Like, hey, I just wanted to come over and say hi. Like, I've been following you, your company, and y'all are doing amazing. Have something already set so you don't go over there just babbling, right? Like, and here's the other thing. Maybe they have an interesting pin on, and you're into pins. So you comment on the pin. Hey, I just wanted to say that's a dope pin. I collect pins or whatever, right? Like I have one buddy who his entire life is about making himself interesting. Like he does things that draw interest to him. And it's kind of cool because he has a bunch of little hobbies and things that he does, but it's really, he probably is if I was a 9 on the networking thing, he's easily a 10. Just because he understands it. He has a couple of really cool cars, and so anytime somebody brings up a car, they almost inevitably end up in a car conversation. But I would say, to answer your question directly, is try to figure out what you're going to say when you walk up. Give yourself a reason to walk up there, and say something that starts the conversation. Or one of the best things to do is, if you see somebody standing alone, that's kind of an easy way to start. If you're like a person who's very nervous around networking and you're going to a networking function, find the person who's standing alone to kind of break the ice, for you to knock off the nerves, right? Just walk up and say, hey, how you doing? What brings you here? And that'll kind of knock off that first nerve, those nerves that kind of take over you, make you kind of like, oh, nobody knows me here. Message. So I think those are a couple of extra.
Yeah, I just want to add something in also for our listeners. Be clear. Another key point to this whole entire conversation is, when you get a job, don't just get a job to take a job. We all know that you need money to survive. We know this. But when you take a job, be intentional. Know where you want to go. Again, if you don't know where you want to go, talking to a C-suite individual or the CEO is meaningless. You don't know where you want to go, right? So whenever you're looking to take a job somewhere, if that's a potential career, There's an entry level position that you're going to go in as, but understand where you want to end up being. If you don't understand where you want to end up being, then you can't have a conversation that can help you get there because you don't know where you want to go, right? So start with that, right? Know what you want to do, know where you're going to start, but know where you kind of want to finish at the same time. Set a goal for yourself and then do the research on how to get there. So when you get a chance to speak to somebody, you sound intelligent. The worst thing that you can do is waste somebody's time. Go to somebody that you get a C-suite individual's attention, knowing they're important, and you don't have any meaningful conversation. Like Jeff, you don't have nothing to talk. You don't have an elevator pitch. You don't have anything ready. You can do yourself the biggest disservice. The way you can kind of make yourself memorable in a good way, you can make yourself memorable in a terrible way and say, this guy just completely wasted my time.
Yeah, but the end is you can also, like, what we do, bro, is exactly that, right? Like, so what you was talking about for networking, I've closed deals, Jeff, on LinkedIn because people have my same last name as me. Same last name as me. I'm like, yo, Thomas, what up, cuz? When's the barbecue? And I know you're the buyer, right? What am I going to do? That's my whole thing as a salesperson. How am I going to differentiate myself from the 1,000 calls that you get every single day, right? But I also think there's a value in the relationships. Sometimes you have to know who's a sale and who's not. You have to know when to make the ask and when not to make the ask. Quite frankly, like my biggest mentors that I had in my life is because I knew what to ask, or I just wanted a relationship. And you have to work for the relationship.
Yeah.
It's like us. You know what I'm saying? We didn't just get to a table with you. We got there through a relationship. Had we not had that relationship, we wouldn't be sitting at the table with you and you just chilling. You like, that's family. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's just the reality of it. You know what I'm trying to say? So the relationship value, I think people, sometimes it's the simplest things that get the relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes the simplest thing, like you said, talking to somebody that's by themselves, right? Just being a good person. Sometimes, we just had somebody in Canton. I'll tell you a quick story. Kirk McDonald. He was the CEO of PubCon. You know Kirk.
I know Kirk.
I used to work with Kirk. Not working with Kirk. He used to work in this door next. When I worked for Can at Central, he worked at PubCon right next door. We had similar offices. I'm right here. He's right there. And I always get in the elevator with the brother. You know what I'm saying?